Hi there. LinkedIn has recently started prompting people to share the comments that they write on others' posts as a new reshared post. And I thought this was a good opportunity to explain why I think that that's not a good idea. Now, for the longest time, comments have been the fastest way of accelerating the visibility of posts on LinkedIn. So if you can write content that encourages people to comment on your posts, then your posts will be seen by more people. If you want to support the success of someone else's post, then reacting and commenting on that content is far more effective than sharing that content. Now, why would that be? On other platforms such as Twitter, the reshare facility, called a retweet, is probably the strongest show of support. But it doesn't really work like that on LinkedIn. Now, I think there are a couple of reasons why that would be the case. First of all, when people see reshares in their LinkedIn feed, they tend not to interact with them. They might click through to the original post, but they usually see that content as not something that they want to interact with. And therefore, if they don't like and add further comments, then that content tends to die on the vine. So it's not so much the case that LinkedIn's algorithm doesn't like shared posts, but rather that people's behavior informs the way that the algorithm then behaves afterwards. The second reason, I think, why reshares don't tend to get a lot of attention on LinkedIn is that there's no share counter shown publicly. So whereas you can see the public number of reactions, you can see the public number of comments on a post, only the person who created the post can see how many times a post was shared. And I think that makes a big difference in people's behavior. If that share counter were made public, I think a lot more people would use the button. Here's one more really important point about the way you place your comments or shares in LinkedIn. I've got an example here on Leah's recent post, and LinkedIn is now prompting me in my comment to say, lead the conversation by turning your comment into a post. Share this post. If I click that, it will start a new reshare post, which includes Leah's original message, and it places my comment at the top. But here's the thing, if I share this now, that message is going to be going out to the people who follow me. That's most of my connections and the people who have separately decided to follow me. But if I discard this and leave just this comment in place, then what will happen is some people who follow me will see this comment, and they might discover Leah through that route. But also, perhaps more importantly, the people who were following Leah but who didn't know me at all will have a chance to see my thoughts. And so by placing my comment on her post, I am supporting the success of her post, but I'm also exposing my thoughts to the people in her network. If I were to share this post with my thoughts, then I'm only exposing it to people who are already following me, not the people who are following Leah. And so if I really want to build my authority, build my visibility with new audiences, it makes sense not to share posts, but instead to comment substantively on other people's content. I hope that helps. Go and leave some more comments on people's posts. You should find that your visibility increases. Thanks for watching. Cheers.